So for the do activity, you will have an opportunity to go back to the read activity and review the URLs, and you're going to get an opportunity to use the Diigo social bookmarking platform to bookmark the URLs on the reading here. And this will teach you at least how to use the tool. So keep in mind, I want you to be thinking about how you could apply this to your course as far as cross-curricular planning, or learning how to integrate learning outcomes across domains with your colleagues and other educators. So as you're learning this about social bookmarking, learning how to use the Diigo social bookmarking tool, just be reflecting and thinking all the time about how this tool could be used to help teachers do more cross-curricular development and work together closer, so to benefit learners so they understand the relationships between domains that are being taught. So first thing you would do with Diigo, and let me give you a little overview here. We're going to look at My Library and My Groups. And under My Library, we'll look at how to do items, tags, and lists. And then under your items, we'll look at the bookmarks, images, and notes. And then we will look at My Groups and how to set up a group and invite others to share bookmarks from a group. And then finally, we will look. You'll progress to the Reflect subpage for the final activity. So let's jump into Diigo. So the first thing you would do, you'll be presented with a sign-in page, and you can sign in Diigo with your Facebook, Twitter, Google, Yahoo, or OpenID account. So we'll sign in. So your Diigo library will consist of your items, your tags, and your lists. Basically, an item is just all the bookmarks that you've socially bookmarked. The tags are the little identification tags that you apply to that bookmark to basically give it some organization. So you'll notice that my tags that I've associated with mine, you'll see 37. I have 37 that have the word education in it, 26 that have the word learning in it. And that's just because primarily the things that I bookmark are all related to teaching and education. To actually bookmark something, number one, you would load the Diigo toolbar, which is a free download, and make sure that you've turned your toolbar on. View, Toolbars, Diigo toolbar. And so let's say we're at this site here, and we want to bookmark this. And Wiretap Studio, this is a tool for archiving Skype sessions. So I would click Bookmark on the Diigo toolbar. You get some content you could have put in, a title, a description, and then it recommends tags. So you can go with the recommendations, or you can actually put a space and then type in your own tags. And that just helps you keep all your bookmarks organized with tags. It allows others also to be able to find your bookmarks if you've organized them under certain categories. So let's say that you're working with a teacher to do some cross-curricular development and integrate your English course with a social studies teacher. So you could have one folder that is a shared folder that you're saving these bookmarks into, and you could save these. You could then apply a tag, maybe input in social studies and math, and you could put your own little tags in there. And then if you were sending, say, your colleague into your Diigo account or your Diigo URL, or giving him or her access to that folder, that shared folder, you would be able to direct him to, say, all your websites with software or with audio, or it allows you to basically just organize your the content that you're bookmarking. And a list is just a way to use here I'll show you. A list is basically a way to just create a new, let's say you're working with a colleague on doing some cross-curricular development, and you're getting all these bookmarks that you think will go with both social studies and math. So you'll put a title in, and then you'll create a list. Say you have 10 bookmarks, and then you'll give that URL a name, say social studies math or whatever, and then say public. Create the list, and then you can actually just share that list of bookmarks with a colleague. So that's what a list is. So we've looked at bookmarks, we've looked at we've looked at my items, and my tags and my lists. Now let's go to under my items. There are some more categories. So under my items you'll see bookmarks, which is basically just a list of all your bookmarks, images if you've saved any images off the web. You can actually take little screenshots with Diigo and save images into a little image library. You can even take notes about the sites. So that covers everything in my library. My items, my tags, my lists, and under my items, bookmarks, images, and notes. Okay, now let's look at my groups. My groups is really powerful for like cross-curricular development or integrating learning outcomes across domains with other teachers, because you can have a shared folder. So what you do is you're in your Diigo account and you click on my groups, and so you could create a folder. First of all, you would just click create group and give it a group name, and then you're going to get a dedicated URL for that group. So let's say you're working with, say, 4 colleagues on some cross-curricular planning. So you could just call it cross-curricular, or whatever. Describe it. If you want to keep it private, there's no reason to categorize it. But if it's going to be, you might want to open this up. I would probably give it a category like K-12 education. Who can view? I would go ahead and leave it public right now. You can decide on privacy settings later. Searchable, yes. Apply to join, moderator approved. That's probably always a good option. This is really just for you and your colleagues. And who can invite members? All group members, or only the moderator that started the group. And then you would create your group. Oops, need to put a URL. Let's say we call this cross-curricular, and cross-curricular. The way it has a dedicated URL. You're going to be able to email this URL to your colleagues, and they're going to have access to the same folder you're sharing in, and then everybody can share into that same folder. Very powerful. And this is where you can start inviting others to your folder. And now you and your colleagues can all share bookmarks and resources to begin cross-curricular development or integrating learning domains by sharing all these bookmarks from various domains into the same folder, so you can do some lesson planning, some cross-curricular lesson planning. And that is it as far as this brief tutorial on using Diigo, my library, and my groups. It is now time to go on to the final activity, which is Reflect, the Reflect subpage. And thank you for your time.